Once again, you didn't ask for this.
Nope.
And lo and behold, here are the two of us.
Yes.
Idiots sit. I'm MB Elkins.
And I'm Joe Steele, and this is MB&J Movie Madness.
And today we're going to talk about our favorite Marvel movies.
And this is because we said a lot of the same movies. We're just going to stick with 5.
Technically 6.
Technically 6, because the 5th one is a split vote.
We disagree at the very end. But
Very
surprisingly, we actually agree on a few movies here.
Wow.
Now, these are not just Marvel Studios. These
No.
are just Marvel movies.
In general.
In general.
You want me to hit the first one?
Yes.
All right.
We both agree that our number 1 is...
Guardians of the Galaxy.
2014.
Yep.
The first one.
Yep.
Very amazing, epic film.
I mean...
Chris Pratt had a lot to do with that.
He did. Well, just the character dynamic and the script writing, and then it's a period piece in space.
Yeah, absolutely. And the soundtrack is so amazingly epic. I mean, this is one of those movies, and the sequel too, that the music helps make that movie. Baby Driver was a lot of the same way.
Absolutely it was.
But, back to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, we could easily have put Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on this list as well.
Maybe it's our honorable mention at the end.
Maybe it could be, because
Sit in suspense.
I loved both of them, but what I didn't like about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was the first 30 minutes, Groot was not needed in a lot of the shots. It was money, it was a merchandising point.
It's for franchise.
It was.
It is.
It totally was.
You know.
But, I mean, that was my biggest thing. Other than that, I loved the movie. So
Part 1 is a great little piece of cinema gold.
absolutely. Very, very good. All right, next one.
Our number 2 is going to be X-Men First Class from 2011. I love this movie because it feels like a 60s James Bond
It
film.
does.
But with superpowers.
It does.
Yes.
It's
Kevin
so
Bacon
good.
as the villain in his submarine with his white suit.
Love me some Bacon.
I love that opening scene with the Nazis, you know,
yeah.
of what's going on with Magneto as a kid.
So
Very
good.
interesting. Michael Fassbender turns in an amazing performance, as does McAvoy.
McAvoy's incredible.
As does everybody else. And a lot of people give this movie crap, but I don't understand why.
I don't know either.
Everybody will love Days of Future Past more.
Well, it's funny because like they made the first 2 movies and then they made the 3rd movie and it was so bad. The 3rd X-Men movie.
X3?
Yeah.
It is
so
the worst
bad.
of... Well, that or that other Wolverine.
Or Wolverine. Just Wolverine. Or Wolverine the movie.
What's it called? Not the Wolverine.
No.
The Wolverine is awesome.
It's just Wolverine the movie. Like, it's just called Wolverine.
Yeah.
Needless to say,
There's
terrible.
another title to it.
So, but here's what's funny.
Us at the
They
moment.
made this to reset the whole fix X-Men. That's why they could do Apocalypse and stuff.
Yeah.
This movie was the start of that. And it was like, you actually did something new and fresh. You didn't ruin it. That's what I love most about it. Was they took it and were like, let's make it fresh again. And you're all, okay.
And I enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Our number 3 is a brand new film.
It just came out
Still in
this year,
theaters,
2017, Spiderman Homecoming.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that film, dear God, go see that film. Do yourself a favor.
It's a lot of fun. Tom Holland, I thought, did a great job as Spider-Man because finally we have a Peter Parker who's close to the same age.
Yep.
We're not having a 30-year-old play an 18-year-old.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but his villains were forgettable. But I really liked the villains with Tobey Maguire.
But didn't care for
But didn't care for
Maguire.
This one hit the balance.
Because Michael Keaton
So
as
good.
Vulture.
He's so good.
What's Michael Keaton flying everywhere? He's Batman, he's Birdman, now he's Vulture.
Well, he was Batman and
Michael
Birdman.
Keaton and Wings, likes to fly around a lot. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm very keen on that. Spider-Man Homecoming felt like a very teenage, young version of that story. Because I think that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of like the young, hey guys, I'm your friend in neighborhood Spider-Man.
He was always, in the originals, he was always a high school student. And the problem was they didn't want to make it. And it felt like Ferris Bueller's Day in the sense it's him balancing school and home and all that stuff with an evil villain trying to, like...
And it's not trying to be too dark.
No.
It's still got the innocence factor a lot with it. Robert Downey Jr. plays a nice little in and out of scenes.
I
kind of
honestly
a
thought he was going to
co-star.
be more of a dick. I was happy that he was way more chill.
Yeah, kind of another father figure kind of forced into that.
We can talk about this all
scenes.
day.
Yes.
I could, easily.
So, number 4
Let's talk about the grandfather.
Yes.
Grandfather.
The grandfather.
This is the grandfather of all of them.
This is
the
the
one
grandfather.
that started it
I
all.
just talked about Robert Downey Jr. Our number 4 is actually the first Iron Man from 2008.
So
this
good.
really did start off this whole entire franchise. Now, people could argue that The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton did.
That came out after.
No, I don't think so.
I believe it did.
We're going to argue about this.
You know what? We
I
can
think
argue
it's
about that. I'm pretty sure it's after.
You tell us which one.
You know what?
Right.
I'll actually, we'll figure it out.
We'll
but
figure it out.
I seriously,
I'm right, though.
needless to say, Iron Man was amazing. The villain, what was it?
Oh, it's Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is amazing in that.
Oh.
He shaved his head, and he's Jeff Bridges being an evil version of Jeff Bridges.
Yep,
and he's still so lovable and likable.
Yep, you're like,
I adore that man.
Now let's go bowling.
Yes, let's. If you haven't seen the original Iron Man, you need to go do yourself a favor because part 2 you can pretty much forget about.
You can forget. I mean,
and 3 was fun.
3 was fun,
but 1 is the quintessential one.
And
now,
then here's
number
our
5
split.
is where we split off. Go for it.
All right, Captain America: Winter Soldier,
which is an amazing movie.
It's the espionage not a World War, but just that espionage. It felt more like a political thriller.
It is
than anything else.
Absolutely.
And Robert Redford is so good and convincing as this evil. Good, bad. Mm-hmm. The lines are so everywhere, and it really goes, what is Captain America? Is he going to blindly follow
They kicked it up a notch. It wasn't just a typical superhero film. People who hate superhero movies would go into Winter Soldier and be like, that was a really well-made film.
Absolutely.
Totally.
It's just... And I noticed most of our movies on our list are actually because they feel like a different type of movie.
Exactly.
They're not going, I'm here to save the day. They actually have an emotional and a story arc that fits a different style.
Yeah,
like
correct.
Guardians is the 80s, X-Men's the world like that, James
60s,
Bond,
kinda.
Spider-Man is that high school
Ferris
movie.
Bueller.
Well, Iron Man is Iron Man. I can't really describe it to
that one is the quintessential.
That's the quintessential
superhero movie.
But it did it first.
So speaking of movies that don't feel like superhero movies, my number 5 has to be Logan.
Yep.
From this year, from 2017.
Very good.
People probably went into that movie not expecting the level of intensity and violence that they were going to see.
Patrick Stewart was incredible.
I adore Patrick Stewart.
When he says that Taco Bell commercial right off the get-go, rambling!
You just feel so bad because he's just slowly losing his mind and he's so, aging and crippling. And this is a character that so many people grew up watching of all of the
I was about to say,
XMen films.
Do you think the movie was as effective because it had 7 movies backing it?
I think for his character it was. I think people would go in and being like,
absolutely. Because you're just like, even with Wolverine, even with Logan, you still
both
have
of them. You've had them this whole time, all these movies, and now here they are at the end of their lives, so to speak, going on this gory, violent road trip movie, essentially.
Yep, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's in my top 3 so far of this year. And I know more movies will come out later that I'm going to really enjoy, but Logan is still really up there.
And Logan breaks all the rules of every superhero movie. It doesn't feel like a superhero movie in any way.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, when you're watching it and you get done, you want to watch something happier. Because
you really do.
It's a heavy film. You get done, you're like, I need to watch Braveheart feel a little happier right now.
It's not something you want to put on for your 5-year-old.
No, if your 5-year-old is near this film, I will reach through the screen and slap you because it is not. Dear God, no.
There were children in the theater when we were watching.
Yeah, same here for me.
Logan, and it's like, what are you doing?
I was uncomfortable. I wanted to be like, sir, get your kid out of here.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's our Marvel.
That's our Marvel list. Those are our 5/6 movies that we think are supreme. Don't worry, we'll probably do this again after all of them have come out and they decide to. I bet you they're going to reboot it all. But if you like what you're hearing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, throw in the comments. We'd love to know your favorite. You could even put your list of your favorite 5 Marvel movies. Throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
And give us some ideas of other MB&J videos that we should do.
Absolutely.
Read that.
I like that.
The end.
Bye.